Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is door. D-O-O-R.
I didn't know you could spell it, George.
You bet your life. The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Groucho! What a ham. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $2,000 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, who's first to try for it?
Just before we went on the air, we asked if there were any young people present who'd like to get married if they found the right person. And here come the two who were chosen. Miss Brigitta Lindholm, Mr. Bill Wendland. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, you handsome couple, for the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll split $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Brigitta Lindholm, is that right?
That's right.
That's a charming name. What kind of a name is that?
That's a Swedish name. I come from Stockholm, Sweden.
From Stockholm, huh? Well, in Sweden, what do you pay for a room in Smorgasbord?
Oh, well, you don't live in Smorgasbord.
Oh, you don't live in a smorgasbord? Well, could you say something in Swedish? How does it sound? Tell me what you think of me in Swedish.
Well, I'll tell you. Jag tycker ni är väldigt trevlig, men en ganska lustig typ.
Now, I dare you to say that in English.
Well, I said I thought you were a very nice man, but a funny character.
Would you mind qualifying that a little more? How long since you were in Sweden, Brigitta?
Oh, I came over here last year in January.
And what kind of work are you doing here in America?
I have a job with a Swedish consulate.
You have a job with the Swedish consulate? You know, job is boy spelled backwards. In other words, you have a backwards boy at the Swedish consulate. Bill Wendland, is that right?
That's right, sir.
What kind of a name is that?
That's a German name, sir.
German. Were you born in Germany?
No, sir. In Minnesota, Duluth, Minnesota.
Oh. Didn't you like Minnesota? Were the winters too rigorous?
They were too rigorous, yes.
I took the words right out of his mouth, didn't I? How old are you, Bill?
I'm 30.
What is your age, Brigitta?
I'm 25.
You're 25. No, you don't look it. Thought you were 24 and a half. Huh? Would you like to get married one of these days?
I wouldn't mind if I find the right one.
Uh-huh. Well, why do you want to get married?
Well, I'd like to have a home and a family.
That's a good preliminary step in that case. How about you, Bill? Would you like to get married?
Yes, I would.
Why don't you marry Miss Lindholm?
Well, that'd be rushing things.
Well, she isn't Russian. She's Swedish. What sort of work do you do, Bill?
I work for the Associated Telephone Company.
In what capacity?
I'm a repairman.
Well, in that case, you could associate with Miss Lindholm if you were with the Associated Phone Company, couldn't you?
Yeah.
And she's looking for the right connection. And suppose my phone isn't working. How do I get you to fix it?
Well, you call a repair clerk at the Associated Phone Company.
Well, how do I do that? Do I just dial your phone company and tell the girl my phone is out of order?
Oh, you go to a neighbor's phone and call.
It happens that's the one I'm already using. How do you think I got in this trouble? Huh? Now, Brigitta, is that right, Brigitta?
Mm-hmm, that's right.
Sounds like an Irish name. Brigitta, let's be getting out of here. Now, tell me something about Sweden. Is it true that all Swedes are blondes?
Well, I would say about 30% of them are light.
30% of them are light, huh? How light? They weigh about 15 pounds?
I mean, they are light-headed.
Miss Lindholm, you just lost your job. Well, we practically exhausted the subject of telephones in Sweden. Now, let's see how you two will make out in the battle for the big question. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life.
Have you ever had your car serviced by a DeSoto Plymouth dealer? No matter what make of car you own, you'll find a DeSoto Plymouth dealer offers you the best service you can get anywhere. The folks at a DeSoto Plymouth dealers are certain that once they have a chance to serve you, you'll come back whenever your car needs attention. What's more, they'll do their utmost to treat you fairly and squarely at all times. That's their creed. So won't you give them a chance to show you what service really means? Drive in wherever you see the sign of an authorized DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth.
So you think I'm a funny character, huh? All right, let's see if you two will be high for the night and get the chance at the $2,000. Fenneman, tell them the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they won in each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $2,000 question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Okay, here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected songs with numbers in the title as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, how much of the 20 will you risk?
I think about $8.
$8, huh? Is that all right with you,
Yes,
Brigitte?
that's all right.
Okay, give me the title of this song. Play, Jerry.
Three Little Words.
Three Little Words is right by Harry Ruby.
They're on their way. They have $28, Groucho.
Now you've got $28. Now remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. Now how much of the 28 will you try?
On
End of the
15.
month. Okay, $15. What is the title of this song? It has a number in the title. What is it, kids? Take a stab at it. Don't know? Don't know. Well, you've just lost $15. I'm very sorry.
They now have $13.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't you want to know what it is? It's just one of those things. All right, here's your third question. How much of the 13 will you risk?
We'll risk 5.
$5. Let's see if you can identify this one. Okay, Jerry.
Tiger Rag.
What is it? What's the answer you've decided on?
Bugle Call Rag.
No, I'm sorry. You're close, but it's the 12th Street Rag.
They now have $8, Groucho.
How much of the 8 will you risk?
3. Or
$3.
Make it 5.
Make it 5. Okay, play, Jerry. Take a guess.
2 Sleepy People.
2 Sleepy People is right.
With $13.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, don't go away. You may get a chance at the big question.
Groucho, the secret word is still door. Perhaps the next couple will say it. Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a house painter, Mr. Milton Carg, and his partner is a housewife, Mrs. Grace Walker. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life, and if you say the secret word, you divide $100 in cash between you. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. A house painter and a housewife, eh? Mr. Cog, eh? Milt Cog. Where are you from, Milt?
Coney Island?
Coney Island, huh? Were you born on a Ferris wheel? Or on a...
No, one of the flats.
You were born on a flat?
In a flat.
Oh, in a flat, huh? They call them apartments out here.
I know.
They're just as bad, but they're much more expensive. Mrs., what is your name?
Walker.
Grace Walker?
That's right.
Uh-huh. Where are you from, Grace?
Well, I was born in New Jersey.
And what sort of work does your husband do?
He's a miner, or he would be a miner. Right now, he's pruning trees in Texas.
You say he's in Texas, and
He's in
why
Texas.
aren't you with him, Mrs. Walker?
Well, I'm a miner, too.
You're a miner?
That's right.
What kind of a miner are you?
I'm a copper miner. I worked a mine for 16 years, mister.
Oh, I see. Well, is there any copper in your mine, or you just get down there to escape
Well,
from
no.
something?
There's copper in it. I wish I could get all that's in it out.
Why don't you get some strong, brawny men to help you get this copper out?
I can get it out if the Navy would let me.
Oh, now you're in the Navy, huh?
Yes, I'm in Gunnery B.
You're in Gunnery B?
That's right.
Oh, Mrs. Walker, am I confused? Your husband is pruning trees in Texas. You work in a copper mine, and you're in the Navy. Now, would you...
The Navy just took 1,600 square miles for a gunnery, and I was in the middle of things, and they asked me to get out.
Well, did they reimburse you for this?
They will, but I hate to hold my breath until they do.
Would you like me to hold it for you? How did you get to be a miner, Mrs. Walker?
Well, I went prospecting. You know, once you get bit by that bug, it's terrible.
Well, that's the only kind of bug that hasn't bitten me so far. Now, Painter, tell me, how is business with you, Milt?
Picking up right now.
What kind of painting do you do?
House painting, interior, exterior.
Which
homes.
would you rather paint, the inside or the outside of a house?
It don't make much difference.
Well, it'd make quite a difference to the house, I think. You mean if I hired you to paint the inside of my house, you'd go ahead and paint the outside?
No.
Why not? Have you got something against the outside of the house?
Nothing against the outside
Well,
of the
you
house.
better have a ladder against it if you're going to paint it. Have you ever painted yourself into a corner, Rembrandt? Honest now. Tell the truth.
I didn't exactly paint myself in a corner. I painted myself up to a door and thought the door...
Milk, you just said door, and that's the secret word tonight, so you and your partner split $100 in cash. Compliments of the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America.
Thank you.
Now, where were we while you were knocking the door down, huh? You painted
I
yourself?
was painting a floor, and I was painting up to a door, and the door was supposed to... I thought the door opened out. Instead, the door opened in. I walked back on the floor and opened the door and then go and paint it over again.
Sounds funny. I don't understand it, but it sounds funny. Well, now I know all about painting, thanks to you, Milt. Now, let's see how much you two know. You're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $2,000 DeSoto Plymouth question. You run your $20 and more than the other couples, and you get a chance at the big question. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman is off stage to remind our listeners.
The girl from Sweden and the telephone man won $13.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected nicknames of states as your category. How much of the $20 will you bet?
Bet 10.
$10? What state is called the Hoosier State?
Indiana.
Back home in Indiana.
And on my way with $30.
All right, you got $30. Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. How much of the 30 will you bet?
20.
$20. What state is called the Sunflower State?
Kansas.
Kansas is right.
Now they have $50.
Mrs. Walker, you haven't been in that copper mine all the time. Now you got... Here's your third question. How much of the 50 are you going to go for?
Oh, 30.
All right, you're betting $30. Here's your third question. What state is called the Empire State?
New York State.
New York is right. Coney Island.
They're really climbing now. They have $80.
All right, you got $80. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 80?
Bet the 80.
What state is called the Bluegrass State?
Kentucky.
Kentucky is right.
And they wind up with a grand total of $160.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers. Now, we'll soon know who gets the chance at the $2,000 question.
Friends, no matter what make of car you own, I hope you'll look for the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
What's wrong, Fenneman? Is it lost?
Oh, no, Groucho, but you can lose your driving worries at a DeSoto Plymouth dealers because their mechanics are factory trained in the latest methods.
Do they play canasta?
I can't say, Groucho.
Can't say Groucho? This will make it very embarrassing for you on this program, Fenneman. Penniman, who's ahead in the battle for the $2,000 question?
Well, the house painter and the housewife are leading with their $160. And the secret word is still door. Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a junk dealer, Mr. Howard Martin, and his partner is Dr. Harry Husky, who is a designer and a builder of an electronic brain. And here they are. Gentlemen, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, gentlemen, to You Bet Your Life. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you'll find around the house. Mr. Junkman, Howard Martin, you're the junkman, huh?
Yes, I am.
Pretty flashy dresser for a junkman. Well, stick around tonight. Before the night's over, I may junk the whole program, huh? Where are you from, junkie?
Burbank, California.
Burbank, huh? Have you ever crossed a vegetable with a boulevard or something?
Oh, not yet.
Dr. Harry Husky, huh? You have an electronic brain?
That's right.
What should I call you, Doctor, Harry, or Husky?
Anything that you like.
Now, don't go that far. Where are you from, Doctor?
I come from the Smoky Mountains in North Carolina.
Smoky Mountains. Well, welcome to the smoggy plains of L.A. Now, Dr. Husky, straighten me out about your electronic brain. Precisely, what is it?
Precisely?
Exactly.
It's a large-scale electronic computing machine.
Well, what does it compute?
Well, it's just being put together. We still have some parts to put into it. It doesn't compute anything yet.
Can't even add 2 and 2? What a schlemiel that is, eh? Just a moron, huh? Now, Doctor, what is this machine for, this robot?
Well, it's to carry out sequences of computations to compare figures.
If you're going to compare figures, I don't need an electric brain for that. It's called an automatic reflex in my case. Now, as a brain surgeon, are you engaged in private practice, Doctor?
No, I'm not an MD. I'm just a mathematician. I work for the National Bureau of Standards, and the computing machine we're building is being financed by the Air Material Command of the United States Air Force.
What does your giant Mixmaster look like?
Well, it covers about 50 square foot of floor space, about 4 foot wide, 12 foot long, about 8 foot high.
Look at the junk man drooling over all this. What a haul, eh, Howard? Doctor, what's inside this idiot?
Well, there's about 2,000 radio tubes, about 40 television tubes, and miles of wire.
2,000 radio tubes? No wonder it's feeble-minded, huh? It's got a screw loose, too, I suppose. Now, Junkman, let's talk to you for a moment, huh? How do you get your junk? Do you park your horse and wagon outside radio studios and wait for the winning contestants to come out?
Well, people bring it into our shop, and then we have our own pickup trucks to go out to the plumbing shops and electrical places and industries and so forth and bring it in to us.
Mm-hmm. I've got a lot of paper at home, all my old jokes I've saved through the years. How much do you pay for paper?
Well, at the present time, we're paying about $4 a ton.
Mm-hmm. Now, how much are the jokes worth?
Well, I'd say nothing.
That isn't fair. You must have heard the jokes. Now, Doctor, when you push a button, what goes on inside this chowder head? Providing, of course, he's got all his buttons by that time.
Well, it carries out these operations of addition and multiplication, division, and so on. It does these at extremely high rate of speed, and you must make sure that the correct instructions are there.
Say I want to add 2 and 2. Now, how do you go about commanding it?
Well,
That ought to be pretty easy for that Jake. Oh, I hate that machine. I didn't like him from the minute I saw him.
To carry out the addition of 2 and 2, you must tell the machine where the 2's are in its memory, and that you want the numbers added, and where the result is to be placed in the machine's memory.
Wouldn't it be just simpler to take off your shoes and count on your toes? Let's say it's been fully instructed. Now, what happens?
The control part of the machine, or brains of the machine, if you like, looks at the instructions.
What? How do you know it's looking at it? Maybe it's looking at something else. They're pretty tricky, those machines. I wouldn't trust them if I were you. They'll turn on you like a mad dog, Doctor. You be careful when you're alone with that machine, Doctor. I like you. You're a nice fellow, and I don't want anything to happen to you. Okay. Suppose it comes up with 5 for an answer. What do you do then?
Well, it shouldn't do that. You can't...
That's right, but I warned you about the machine. Told you to watch yourself. You just won't listen, that's all.
Well, you can't confuse the machine. Probably you gave it a wrong instruction if this happens, you see.
Oh, now you're going to blame it on me. I haven't even seen the confounded thing, and he's blaming it on me. Who gets to use that brain, Doctor?
As I said, the Air Material Command has financed the construction of it, so Air Force contractors will get to use it. Also, as scientists with worthwhile problems will have access to the machine.
Well, you've convinced me. That's some baby you've got there. Now, Junkman, wake up. Tell me, how much would you say Dr. Husky's machine is worth?
How much does it weigh?
Now, there's a practical man. All right, Doctor, tell him, huh?
It probably weighs 2 or 3 tons.
Well, I'd say with all the steel and copper and so forth, why, it'd be worth about $100.
How close is he, Doc?
It's costing us about $200,000 to build it.
Junkman, your estimate was very fair. After all, we realize you have to make a small profit, too. Well, Doctor, I'm convinced you're doing a worthwhile work that will make life easier and better for all of us. And I congratulate you and the National Bureau of Standards. All right, now let's play You Bet Your Life. You run your $20 into more than the other couples, and you get a chance at the $2,000 DeSoto Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much the other couples won, but Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
The house painter and the housewife are ahead with $160.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected adjacent states as your category. Is that right? Here's your first question. What state is directly north of Oregon?
Washington.
Washington is right. Remember you... Oh, wait a minute. All right, we'll leave it up to their honesty. How much would you have bet?
We were going to bet $10.
That's a fair bet. I trust him. A man who's got a $200,000 machine isn't going to... At any rate, it was my responsibility. Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. Now you've got $30. How much of the $30 are you going to bet? I'm taking no more chances, huh?
We'll bet $25.
You're going to bet $25. What state is directly south of Oklahoma? Texas is right.
They're climbing. They have $55.
How much of the $55 will you bet?
Bet $40.
$40. What state is directly north of Alabama?
Tennessee.
Tennessee is right.
Now they have $95.
This doctor doesn't need any mechanical help, I can see that. How much of the 95?
90.
$90. What state is directly north of Missouri?
Kansas.
Is that the answer you two have decided on? I'm sorry, it's Iowa. That's a shame, that's a shame. Well, you're practically cleaned out, and we want you to go away from here a little better off than when you came in. So if you get this question right, you'll be $10 richer. The University of Ohio is in what state? Ohio is right.
They wound up with a grand total of $5, and that means the house painter and the housewife with $160 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $2,000 question. You can't be particular about your car without being particular about where you take it for service. That's why more and more motorists every day take their cars to DeSoto Plymouth dealers. For these dealers, more than 3,000 of them from one end of this country to the other offer you the very best service you can get for your car, and at a price that's fair. They have factory-trained mechanics working with factory-designed and approved tools and equipment, efficient mechanics who do the job right, who do it fast, and who do it with a smile. Keep this in mind next time your car needs expert attention, and drive in at the sign of an authorized DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And here's the housewife and the house painter, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $2,000 question, Groucho.
This is the gal with the copper mine and the painter, eh? Well, let's see if you can paint yourself $2,000. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on one single answer between you for $2,000, so think carefully and please no help from the audience. Here it is. The colony of Rhode Island was founded in 1636 as a haven of religious tolerance. Who was the founder of Rhode Island? All right, what's the answer you two decided on?
The Pilgrims.
No, I'm sorry. It's Roger Williams, pioneer of religious liberty and freedom. So that means the big question next week will be worth $2,500. Well, you lost the big money, but you won $160 in the quiz, plus $100 for saying the secret word. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, You Bet Your Life, presented by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation. And don't forget, next week the big question will be worth $2,500.
By the way, folks, if you notice a prehistoric monster glaring at you from the newsstands, don't be alarmed. It's only me on the cover of Newsweek. They have a comprehensive story about us in Newsweek, which appears on the stands tomorrow. Of course, I deny everything. So good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. Good brakes stop many accidents before they get started. This is George Fenneman, signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is foot. F-O-O-T.
Really?
You bet your life. The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
Brother, what I know about him. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. thank you. Well, here I am again with $2,500 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, who's first to try for it?
We invited some locksmiths and some dynamite experts to the program, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected locksmith Robert Eads and dynamiter Robert Crabtree. And here they are. Gentlemen, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, boys, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you always have with you. A locksmith and a dynamiter, eh? Mr. Dynamite, Bob Crabtree, is that right?
Yes, sir, that's right.
What kind of a name is that? English?
That's right.
It's not an uncommon name, is it?
Well, not as uncommon as Mark's.
Is this what I can expect for the next few minutes? You're the dynamite man, huh?
That's correct.
Have you got any with you?
No, we don't generally carry it with us.
That's good. At least we can count on you to stay with us for the whole show, huh? Where are you from, Mr. Crabtree?
Oh, I was born in Reno, Nevada.
Well, how did you come by train, or were you blown out of town? Where do you work, Mr. Crabtree?
Oh, I work for the Hercules Powder Company here in Los Angeles.
And Mr. Locksmith, what is your name? Eads? Where'd you go to school? Did you go to Yale?
I went to Fairfax.
You went to Fairfax?
Yeah.
Oh, Beatrice, or where do you work, Mr.
Downtown. I own my own business, Speedo Key Service.
The Speedo Key Service? What does that mean?
That means speed and service.
Have you ever been locked out at home?
Yes, I have.
He's got a nice business, this fella, huh? Can't even get in his own house. Why? What happened?
I just lost the keys.
Now, what kind of jobs are most common in your business,
Oh,
Mr.
opening
Eads?
cars,
Opening
homes, opening automobiles, homes, offices, changing combinations, general repairs, installations.
I change my combinations about 3 times a week, huh? I change them more often, but I have to wash them myself. Huh? If you think my combinations are washed out, you should see me around 8 o'clock in the morning. How do you change the combination of a lock?
By the rearrangement of the tumblers or the
What do you mean,
replacement.
tumblers? You mean they have midget acrobats inside? What are tumblers?
Tumblers are the pins that, the different length pins that go to make up the combination of the lock.
TNT, that's you, Dynamite. By the way, what does TNT stand for?
No, it stands for trinitrotoluene.
Oh. I thought it stood for tamales, knockwurst, and tortillas. That's a pretty explosive combination, too. Do you have many accidents in your profession?
Well, the average powder man only has one accident.
That's the most conclusive statement I ever heard. What would happen if you accidentally dropped a stick of dynamite?
Well, probably nothing. However, we don't recommend dropping any dynamite.
Why not?
Well, in the first place, it's made to explode, and we treat it as such.
What happens if somebody drops a stick of dynamite? Would he be fired?
He probably would be fired.
Well, you mean if you could find him?
If we could find him.
Well, I've learned a lot about locks and dynamite. Now, let's see if you two are going to be the ones who get the chance at the $2,500 question. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life.
And now, an important bulletin from the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. Quote, here's good news for the many thousands who are waiting for a new DeSoto or a new Plymouth. The production lines at the factory are really humming, and beautiful new cars are rolling off the line. We suggest that you contact your DeSoto Plymouth dealer at your earliest convenience. End of quote. Yes, folks, that's good news to all of us. More and more people will now experience the thrill of driving a DeSoto, the car that lets you drive without shifting. So be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Now, let's see if you two will get a chance at the $2,500. Fenneman, tell them the rules.
Each of our 3 couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $2,500 DeSoto Plymouth question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected American expressions for English words as your category, right? Here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you bet?
$10.
$10. They call it a lift. What do we call it?
Elevator.
Elevator is right.
And they're on their way up with $30.
Well, you've just raised yourself to $30 here with that elevator. Remember, you're going for $2,500 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
Let's make it 25, Red.
25. All right, that's dynamite. Yeah, the English expression is accumulator. Accumulator. What do we call it?
Additive.
Adding machine?
No. I'm sorry. It's a tough one. It's a storage battery.
They now have $5.
Here's your third question. How much of the $5 will you bet?
$4.95.
$4.95. The English expression is tram. What is our expression?
Elevated Express.
Streetcar.
Streetcar is right.
Oh, on their way again, Groucho. They have $9.95.
What? How much of the $9.95 are you going to bet?
$9.95.
All right. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. In England, they call it a pub. What do we call it?
A bar.
A bar is
We knew
right.
that one. And they wind up with $19.90.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, don't go away. You may get a chance at the big question.
Groucho, the secret word is still foot.
Foot, huh? Which one, George?
It doesn't matter.
It does to me, huh?
Perhaps our next couple will say it, too. We asked for volunteers from the audience who had interesting stories. And just before we went on the air, Mr. Harold Price and Mrs. Florence Schwartz were chosen. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life, youngsters. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Harold Price, eh?
That's right.
Well, I'm happy to see that you came down to the program tonight. I'm always glad to see a price come down. Harold, what sort of work do you do?
I'm a fry cook.
Fry cooks. I always thought cooks were hard-boiled. Where do you work right now? At the Greasy Skillet?
No, well, I came out here from Buffalo, New York, and I'm going to get something pretty quick now. I'm going to get work right away.
In other words, you're unemployed, is that it?
Well, I'm unemployed.
Did you quit or did you get fired?
Well, got fired, I guess.
When will you know? Well, I hope you land something real soon, Harold. Mrs. Schwartz?
Yes. Hi.
Where are you from? Are you from Florence?
I'm from New York City, the Lower East Side.
The Lower East Side.
Mm-hmm.
Fenneman says you two have had some interesting experiences. Mrs. Schwartz, what's happened to you?
Well, years ago when I went to work, I met my husband. He was a bloomer cutter. He was a
bloomer cutter, did you say?
We worked for Sally
Just not so fast, Mrs. Were you a bloomer girl at the time?
No, I was much thinner, and these were, you had to make work for stylish stouts, and I only weighed 105 at the time.
Mrs. Schwartz, I'm an expert on double talk, but triple talk throws me, so Mrs. Schwartz, eh?
So we'd have layers of cloth, and he'd have to cut them. I'd be slicing them. I'd have to slip them.
He was a bloomer cutter, and you were a bloomer slicer. Right?
That's right.
And that's how you met? Slicing and cutting your way through these...
I was working on this table, and every time we'd look at each other, they'd be getting cut wrong, so we'd have to cut them a little smaller.
So anyway, what happened?
Well, anyway, the boss says that I was distracting this cutter from his work.
I can understand that, huh?
And that I'd better look for another job. So it was during the Depression at the time, and I couldn't find a job. So he says, I think I'd better marry you. So he wouldn't start haunting me about a job.
Well, that certainly was a note of despair on his part.
That's what he says.
Tell me, Mr. Schwartz, were you modeling these things at the time?
Well, sometimes I did when they were cut short.
Well, maybe we better cut this short, huh? Harold, what's your story, huh?
Well, one day I was broke. Next day I had $27,000, and a few days later I was broke again.
Well, that's the income taxes for you, huh? What happened to the $27,000?
Gave it to a lawyer.
That sounds logical. Maybe you better go way back to the beginning and tell me everything, Harold.
Well, I was walking down Main Street here in Los Angeles. I was broke, and didn't have a room, didn't have any money, and I kicked a newspaper package. When I kicked it, all these bonds and checks and securities were spread out all over the ground.
You found stocks and bonds on the sidewalk?
That's right.
It must have been curb stocks, huh? Well, what'd you do next, huh?
Well, I looked at them and I realized that they were pretty valuable, and I turned them over and I saw that they'd been signed and that they were negotiable. And
you mean you could actually have turned these into cash?
That's right. That's what they told me.
Who told you that?
Oh, everybody told me. Even a boot black, even a shoe shine boy.
You usually take financial advice from a boot black? You should have come to me immediately, huh? Now, after you talked it over with the boot black, did he take a shine to you when he found out you had them? After you realized the stocks were so valuable, what did you do with them, Harold?
Well, I borrowed a dime from a fella I knew, and I headed for the bus station.
Now you're talking, huh? How far did you expect to get on a dime?
Well, not very far. I took the dime and I checked them in one of these check locker boxes for it.
It's a good thing that key man wasn't around, huh? Well, that was an ingenious hideout. Then what did you do, huh?
Well, I tried to locate the people that had them. There was a name on them.
Yeah, so?
Didn't have any money, so I went to a blood bank, sold a pint of blood, got $4 for it, and I started phoning everybody in the phone book by the name of the owners of the stocks and bonds.
And?
Well, I couldn't locate them, so I took them to the Los Angeles Times in the hope that the newspaper would find the owners for them.
Oh, you're a very honest man, huh? Harold, if everybody in the world was as honest as you, there probably wouldn't be very many people with $27,000. When the owner of the stocks was identified, did you get a big reward, Harold?
Well, I got this suit here, $50 suit, and $25 in cash.
What else did you get?
Well, I had a lot of other interesting things happen to me. I had quite a few offers for jobs. One woman called up and said she was 28 years old and considered quite pretty, and that I looked a lot like her ex-husband. She thought I was cute and that he was a rat. She said she'd like to have an honest husband.
Well, you'd have been provided with cheese anyhow. Well, what are your plans for the future? Which of the jobs are you going to take, Harold?
Well, I'm going to take whichever one has the most security and the most promising future, whatever it is.
Well, you better marry the girl whose husband was a rat. Well, it's been refreshing talking to you, talking to an honest man. I rarely encounter one. Now, let's see how well you two can make out in the battle for the $2,500. You're going to play You Bet Your Life. You run your $20 into more than the other couples, and you'll get a chance at the big question. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman is off stage to remind our listeners.
The locksmith and the dynamiter won $19.90.
Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected stars of current movies as your category. Is that correct?
That's right.
Here's your first question. How much of the 20 will you risk?
$10.
$10. Who's the male lead in Chain Lightning?
Humphrey Bogart.
Humphrey Bogart.
Well, to a good start with $30, Groucho.
Remember, you're going for $2,500 tonight. Now you have $30. How much are you going to try?
15.
15. Who is the leading man in Francis?
What's his name there? Donald O'Connor.
Donald O'Connor is right.
Next climbing, we have $45.
Fooled me. I just said the jackass, huh? All right, you got $45. Now, here's your third question. How much of the $45?
Bet 30.
Who plays the lead in Willie Comes Marching Home?
Tap dancer. What's his name?
Dan Daly.
Dan Daly is right.
Now they have $75.
Okay, now you got $75. Now, how much are you going to bet? Now, talk it over, kids.
Bet 50, I'd say. Bet it all.
Who plays the young man with a horn?
Wait a minute.
Kirk Douglas.
Kirk Douglas.
One with a grand total of $150.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And I will soon know who gets the chance at the $2,500 question.
What would you do, friends, if you were to get up some morning and find your car won't start?
I'd get back in bed, Fenneman.
Well, smart folks would call out their DeSoto Plymouth dealer because he'd send a man over to fix up your car and get you back on the road.
In my pajamas, huh? I'll thank him to let me alone.
Well, Groucho, most folks will thank their DeSoto Plymouth dealer for the kind of fast, courteous treatment he's willing and ready to give.
All right, Fenneman, I'll thank you to tell us who's leading in the battle for the $2,500 question.
Well, the honest man and the housewife are ahead with $150, and the secret word is still foot. Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a perfume salesgirl and a county fair official. And here they are, Miss Libby Kohler and Mr. Tex Condon meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers, folks. And if you say the secret word, you'll split $100 between you. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Miss Libby Kohler?
That's
Kohler?
right. Kohler.
Kohler. You're the perfume salesgirl, eh?
That's right.
Where are you from? Cologne?
No, Reading, Pennsylvania.
Where?
Reading, Pennsylvania.
Oh, pretzel bender, eh? How long have you been selling perfume?
Oh, about 10 years.
Well, you add a very fragrant note to our program. Mr. Condon?
Yes, sir.
And where are you from? All of you, I mean. Huh?
Originally from Texas. I'm now living...
This lady in the front row knew it because she used to be a panhandler. We insult anybody around here. We don't. Unfortunately, we mean it. Now, where are you? You're from Texas, and
originally, but I live in California now.
Well, that's quite an admission for a Texan to make.
I'm a displaced Texan.
Are you married, Tex?
Yes, sir.
How many children do you have?
I have 3.
3, huh?
Yes, sir.
Are they all as big as you?
No, 2 of them, they're all girls. 2 of them are 5 feet 8 and 5 feet 9. One of them's only 5 feet 7 and a half.
She's probably from Oklahoma, right? Miss Kohler, are you married?
No, sir.
You sell perfume? You haven't trapped anybody yet, eh? No. What kind of perfume do you sell? Repulsive number 5? I always get a kick out of the names you people choose for your products. What are some of the scents you sell?
Voodoo, Taboo, Shocking, White Shoulders.
What does White Shoulders do for a woman?
Well, it's not so much what it does for the woman, it's what it does to the man.
What do you do at county fairs, Mr. Condon?
I judge livestock.
Judge, I'll be big about this thing. The air is all yours, huh? Well, let's see how good you are. Let me hear you judge me. Go ahead and be sure to notice all my fine points.
Well, what are you? I mean...
If I have to answer that, the whole thing is off. Huh? I'm a Brahma, Judge. Any fool can see I'm not a Holstein. Do you judge Brahmas?
Oh, yes. I just...
You're a Brahma critic, in other words.
Yes, indeed. We handle a lot of them. And
I say you're a Brahma critic?
Yes, sir, Brahma critic.
Who do you work for, the Daily Moose? All right, go ahead and judge me, huh?
Generally speaking, you have all the fine points of an outstanding animal. You have a very well-shaped head. You have...
For what?
Well, for a good Brahma. You have fair shoulders, but I'd say they could be a little thicker, a little fuller, your shoulders.
Well, my head makes up for that. Well, how do you judge cattle? What do you look for in a cow?
General conformation, quality, and showmanship.
I never heard of a cow with showmanship, huh? Is that when a cow is a good hoofer?
No, not exactly.
How much does a prize cow bring?
These top cows, good cows, bring anywhere from, $12,000 to $20,000.
A cow is worth $20,000?
Oh, yes.
Gee, you wouldn't think a cow would be smart enough to save all that money. Huh? She probably made it in a bull market, huh? How much is a bull worth, huh? Not a wool worth, but a bull worth, huh?
Oh, good, real top, outstanding bull sold for $65,000 this year.
A bull is worth $45,000 more than a cow?
Oh, yes.
I hope you girls all listen to that out here. Well, I've always said it was a man's world. How much does a prize bull weigh, Judge?
Good bull weigh from 1,600 to 1,800 pounds.
And how much does that come to a pound for a $65,000 job?
Well, don't figure them, but Pa, you don't eat those bulls.
What do you do with a bull? Put it in a jewelry store window? Suppose I did eat it.
Well, if you did eat it, let's see, it'd figure around $150 a pound.
Well, that's just what the Beverly Hills butcher charges. Well, you've both been very interesting and very nice people. Now, let's see if you'll beat the other two couples and get the chance at the $2,500 DeSoto Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much the other two couples won, but Fenneman is going to remind our listeners.
The honest man and the housewife are ahead with $150.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected cities of the world as your category. Is that right? All of these cities are over 300,000 in population. Now, you have $20. How much you want to try?
$10.
Are you an auctioneer at times, too, Judge?
Yes, sir, I am.
In what country is the city of Genoa?
Italy.
Italy is right, huh?
We're off to a good start with $30, Groucho.
All right, now you got $30. How much of the 30 will you try?
25.
In what country is the city of Baku, or Baku, B-A-K-U?
India.
Do you agree with that?
No.
I'm sorry, the Hemingway is told back here. It's Russia.
They now have $5, Groucho.
All right, here's your third question. You're down to $5. Now, how much will you bet?
$3.
$3, huh? In what country is the city of Helsinki?
Norway.
No, you're close, Judge, but not close enough. It's Finland.
They now have $2.
Well, now you're down to $2, huh? Now, you can put it on the third race, or you can bet it here, whatever you want.
Well, we bet $1.
You're going to bet $1. In what country is the city of Valencia?
Spain.
Spain is right, huh? All right, you're practically cleaned out. We want you to go away from here a little better off than when you came in. Now, if you get this one right, you'll be $10 richer. After what state is the Mississippi River named?
Mississippi.
Mississippi is right.
This couple winds up with a grand total of $3. And that means the honest man and the housewife with $150 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $2,500 question. To get the most mileage from your car, you'll find it will pay you to take it for service to a DeSoto Plymouth dealers. For that's where you get the benefit of factory-designed and approved tools and equipment, and skilled factory-trained mechanics who know how to use this equipment to do an expert job on your car in shorter time. To you, this means a saving of money and a car that will give you faithful, economical service mile after mile. So next time your car needs service, no matter what make of car it is, take it to an authorized DeSoto Plymouth dealer. And here's the honest man and the housewife, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $2,500 question,
All
Groucho.
right. Here we go for $2,500. Ready? I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so think carefully, and please no help from the audience. Here it is. The Comstock lode is one of the richest deposits of gold and silver in history. Many present-day fortunes were started in the mines of the Comstock lode. For $2,500, tell me, in what state is it located? You
Nevada.
Decided upon. Nevada is right. Well, you had the right answer, so you win $2,500. What are you going to do with all that money?
Well, I think open up a little hot dog stand or something, a little small.
Good, good. Mrs. Schwartz.
Gee, I don't know. I only know I thank you very much.
Well, let's see. You won $2,500 plus $150 in the quiz. You really cleaned up tonight. Congratulations from the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast. You bet your life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, You Bet Your Life, presented by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation. And don't forget, next week, the big question will be worth $1,000.
By the way, folks, I want to warn you that I'll be on the cover of Quick magazine that's out tomorrow. I suggest all dogs be kept on leash and small children be locked indoors. Good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. When driving, showing off doesn't pay. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is tree. T-R-E-E.
Really?
You Bet Your Life. The DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
That's logical. This is National Pickle Week. Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $1,000 for one of our couples. George Fenneman, who's first to try for it?
Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected the mother of a large family and an expectant father. And here they are, Mrs. Lois Mayer and Mr. Charles Weiss. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, folks, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 in cash. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mrs. Marr, Lois Marr, you're the mother of a large family?
Yes, I am.
Pretty young-looking gal, aren't you? How large is your family?
I have 8 children.
You have 8 children?
8 children.
You certainly don't look it. And Mr. Weiss, you're the expectant father?
Yes, sir.
You don't look it either. Do you have any other children, Mr. Weiss?
No, sir, this is my first.
Oh, your first, eh? Well, you better rest a while. The first one is the hardest. Where are you from, Mr. Weiss?
I was born in New Haven, Connecticut, raised in Newport, Rhode Island, moved to New York, and then came out here about a year and a half ago.
Who was after you? And Mrs. Marr? What does your husband do for a living, Mrs. Marr?
Well, we just started catering not so long ago.
To each other? Where are you from, little mother?
I'm from Leona Mines, Virginia, and I lived in Cincinnati, Ohio after I was married, and then we came to California.
Is that the customary route? Now, tell us something about this catering you mentioned. What sort of a business is it, specifically?
Well, we put on dinners for parties.
Any particular kind of food, or just...
Whatever you choose.
I see. Well, I choose the food after I eat it, but... What do you charge for a dinner like that?
It's according to what you're going to eat.
You're pretty cagey, aren't you, huh? Well, approximately, Lois.
Oh, anywhere from $1.50 to $2.50 a plate.
And suppose you put something on the plate. How much extra? I'll just call you Charlie, not you, Mrs. Moore. I mean you. What sort of work do you do, Charlie?
I'm a sales representative for America's #1 television set, Admiral.
Did you just make that up? Did you get me one wholesale?
Come around.
Does anybody ever buy anything retail anymore? Huh? How old are your children, Lois?
Oh, I have them all ages.
Have you got one around 79? What do you mean, all ages?
No,
What?
15, 13, 12, 9, 7, 6, 4, and 8 months.
You just got under the wire there with that. At a family your size, Lois, how large a hotel do you run?
We have 4 bedrooms.
How do you get them all out in the morning? I mean, do you put them on a conveyor belt? Or...
Well, hardly like that. I
Well-
have 5 boys and 3 girls. And I
Well-
wake the oldest girl up first, and the baby wakes up instead of the oldest girl. And I go around yelling, 7:15, 7:15.
Suppose it's 8 o'clock. Do you still yell at 7:15? How do you discipline the youngsters?
Oh, they're pretty well behaved most of the time.
You never
When-
take a swipe at them?
Only in self-defense.
Did you have trouble finding names for all these kiddies?
No, we have a book at home.
Well, Lois, my advice to you is it isn't too late. Throw the book away. How about you, Mr. Weiss? Have you got a definite name for your youngster?
Yes, we have.
You are. What are you going to name it, huh?
We don't know yet.
Well, that sounds pretty definite, huh? Sounds like an Indian name, huh? What is the kid's name? We don't know yet, Jones. Huh? What do you mean you have a definite name, but you don't know yet? Weiss?
Well, we don't know what it'll
Charlie
be.
Weiss. What kind of talk is that, huh?
We don't know what it'll be yet.
You mean there's a likelihood that it may have wings and fly out the window? Which would you prefer, Charlie, a boy or a girl?
Well, it doesn't make much difference to us as long as it's a baby.
Well, why do you want a baby? Well, what an odd thing to wish for, huh? Well, after we're through here, talk to Mrs. Marr about it. Maybe she can get it for you wholesale. Well, it's been very instructive talking to you two, and I hope you'll both be very happy. Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for $1,000.
To millions of car owners across this nation, the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer stands for two things: the best in new car values, the best in service. Next time you're at a DeSoto Plymouth dealer's for service, make it a point to find out about the two truly great new cars he sells. One is the brilliant new DeSoto, the car that's really new, inside and out, bringing you more beauty, economy, and comfort. The moment you see the new DeSoto, you'll note its clean, modern design, the graceful new lines that sweep back from its magnificent new full-width front grille to its smart, roomy trunk. It's a thrilling car, this all-new DeSoto, the car that lets you drive without shifting. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell the beautiful new Plymouth, the car that likes to be compared.
Now, let's see if you two will be high for the night and get the chance at the $1,000. Fenneman, explain the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question at the end of the show. Our other two couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know what's happening out here.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected mountain peaks of the world as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Now, here's your first question. You have $20. How much will you risk?
$10.
All right. Where is Mauna Loa found? M-A-U-N-A, capital L-O-A.
In the Hawaiian Islands.
The Hawaiian Islands is right.
We're off to a good start, Groucho. They have $30.
All right. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
25.
25. In what country is Popocatépetl found?
In Mexico.
Mexico is correct.
They're climbing. They have $55.
You got $55, and here's your third question. How much of the 55 do you want to try?
50.
Where is Mount Everest found?
Oh, Everest in Tibet.
They're really climbing now. They have $105.
105. 105.
You're going to shoot the whole
We'll
thing?
shoot the works.
All right, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. Where is Mount Vesuvius?
Mount Vesuvius is in Italy.
All right.
And they wind up with a grand total of $210.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Groucho.
Yes.
The secret word is still tree. Perhaps the next couple will say it.
They might.
Just before we went on the air, we selected a housewife from the audience.
A good idea.
Her name is Mrs. Mary Ann Hughes.
A splendid notion.
And a hypnotist, Mr. Fred Schneider. And here they are. Folks, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. And if you say the DeSoto Plymouth secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you see every day. Mr. Schneider, you're the hypnotist?
Yes, I am.
Well, don't look me in the eye when you answer me. Somebody has to stay awake around here. Now, Mrs. Hughes, Marion Hughes, huh? Marion Hughes and Repented Leisure. Isn't that the, what they say? No, I guess not. You're the housewife?
Yes, I am.
Well, you're a very attractive housewife, huh?
Thank you.
What does your husband do, Mrs. Hughes?
Well, he works for Foodcraft.
Foodcraft?
Mm-hmm. He sells pickles.
How did you meet him? Was he pickled at the time?
No, he wasn't old enough to be pickled when I met him.
How old do you have to be pickled? Well, how did you meet him? Huh?
Well, I met him in a blacksmith shop in Illinois. He was molding a brand for his pony, and he had heated the iron, and he had formed the letters M-A-X, and he put them in this big tub of water.
Max?
Because they were hot. Uh-huh.
Was that the pony's name or your husband?
No, that was his name. He was going to brand his pony, Max.
What was the pony's name?
I don't know.
Didn't the pony have a name?
Well, I didn't ask him. I don't know.
Don't you think it was rather unfair to the pony to...
I'm sorry. I should have asked the pony.
Well, there you are with the pony and Max and the...
I hadn't noticed my husband very much. I mean, he put the brand in the tub of water, and a devil's horse came flying by, and
What's that?
A devil's horse?
A devil's horse?
Uh-huh.
Was he getting shoed, too, in the black? What's a devil's horse?
Well, those huge varmints they have back east. They fly through the air, and they look like a little horse, only they're an insect. And if they bite you, it's just sure death. They say.
Who are they? I mean, I've always wanted to track that down, they say.
Well, that's what I've heard all my life, and I saw this coming at me, and I didn't like it. Well, I got excited, and I fell over in this tub of water on the top of this branch. And I got branded.
Isn't it a little embarrassing to walk around the bathing beach with Max stamped on you? Huh?
No, it really isn't noticeable at all.
So I still don't see how this culminated in marriage. The mere fact that you were named Max at the time. Matter of fact, all three of you were named Max by this time. Well, what about you, Eye Strain? What kind of a brand do you carry? Are you married?
Yes, I'm married.
Some hypnotist. She caught you napping, eh? Tell me, Svengali, what are some of the uses? What are some of the uses for hypnotism?
Well, it's being used a great deal medically today, especially through this last war.
Mm-hmm.
Such things as overcoming and removing phobias, bad habits.
Could you hypnotize me and cure me of my insomnia?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes, I think so.
I doubt it. I don't have insomnia. I just can't sleep at night, that's all. Could you hypnotize me and cure me of smoking cigars?
Well, any ordinary person you could hypnotize.
Answer my question. Can you hypnotize me?
Well, I don't know. I have to try it first.
Well, flattery will get you nowhere. Guess I'm safe in ordering another box of cigars. Can you show me how to hypnotize somebody? Try it on Mrs. Hughes here. Huh?
Sure, I'd be glad
Mrs. Hughes, do you mind if he hypnotizes you?
Oh, I don't think I like that.
Oh, you don't want to give up smoking cigars either. Well, how do you hypnotize somebody? What's the first step?
Well, the first step is to get their attention, have them concentrate on your voice, and then have them think of figures or numbers. As you count, for instance, to 5, they'll go deep asleep. Then you begin counting 1, tell them to relax and grow heavy, their legs and their arms. 2, they're growing very
Are you trying to give me the double whammy here?
Well, I wasn't trying very hard.
Can you hypnotize the whole audience?
A large portion of a whole audience. I did a demonstration at the Long Beach Municipal Auditorium several years ago. Mm-hmm. There were about 3,500 people there, and several hundred actually went to sleep.
Did it ever occur to you that perhaps the show was lousy? Well, now that everybody's in a trance, let's play You Bet Your Life for $1,000. You run your $20 no more than the other couples, and you get the big chance. I can't tell you how much our first couple won, but Fenneman's offstage to remind our listeners.
The expectant father and the mother of 8 children won $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high you can build your $20. You selected American Patriots as your category. Is that right? Now, here's your first question. How much are the 20? What was the name of the American statesman who said, give me liberty or give me death?
Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry is right.
They're on their way with $30.
Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. How much of the 30 will you try?
25.
25. What was the name of the soldier and statesman who avenged the Alamo at San Jacinto?
Was it Sam Houston?
Sam Houston is correct.
They're on their way now. They have $55.
And here's your third question. And how much are the 55?
50.
What was the name of the patriot in charge of the Boston Tea Party? He also signed the Declaration of Independence.
Sam Adams.
Samuel Adams is correct.
Now they have $105.
This gal has read a number of books. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are the 105?
100.
100. What was the name of the woman who supposedly said, "Shoot if you must, this old gray head, but spare your country's flag"?
Jane, wasn't Bessie? No.
I'm terribly sorry. It was Barbara Fritchie. Well, that's tough luck. You bet all your money, you wound up broke. I'm going to give you another chance to make some money. Get this one right, and you win $10 in cash. Now, think hard. Who was buried in Grant's tomb? General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Now, we'll soon know who gets the chance at the $1,000 question.
Mr. Car Owner, what have you done about the warmer weather that lies ahead?
I'm sending my long underwear to storage.
But what about your car? Is it all set for the miles of pleasant motoring? Can you count on it for smooth operation on vacation and during those summer weekends? Better visit a DeSoto Plymouth dealer real soon. Let his service experts tune up your car.
Bring in your violin, too.
You see, friends, a car that's been checked by DeSoto Plymouth mechanics will zoom along the road and purr like a cat.
May even drink milk. So take the man's advice, folks. Bring your car, your violin, and your cat in wherever you see the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. All right, Fenneman, who's ahead in the battle for the $1,000 question?
Well, the mother of 8 children and the expectant father are ahead with $210. And the secret word is still tree. We invited some boxers and some ballet dancers to the program tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected Miss Patty Taylor and Mr. Art Aragon. And here they are, folks. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, youngsters, for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. And if you say the secret word, you'll divide $100 between you. It's a common word, something you see every day. A boxer and a ballet dancer, eh? Which are you?
I'm the boxer.
You're the boxer, huh? What is your name? Art Aragon, eh? Where are you from, Art?
I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh. Before we proceed, let me caution you. On this program, you're liable to hear bells occasionally, Art. Don't come out swinging if you do. What is your fighting weight, Art?
135 stripped.
Did you say strapped or stripped? Now, how much do you weigh with your clothes on?
I don't know. I never weigh with my clothes on.
You must draw a nice crowd when you get weighed at the union. Are you married, or haven't you lost a fight yet?
I'm married, but we don't fight at home.
You don't, huh? In the morning, does your wife have to count to 9 before you'll get up? Huh? What about you, Twinkle Toes? Let's find out something about you. You're a ballet dancer, huh?
Yes.
Where are you from? What is your name? Fifi? Patty, huh?
Patty Taylor.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
You're not married, huh? For a ballet dancer, apparently you're not on your toes. Let's see you get up on your toes.
In these shoes?
Hmm.
You need toasters for that.
Oh, you have toes, huh?
About 10.
Did you say you were about 10?
No, 18 now.
Well, you just said 10.
10 toes.
Oh, 10 toes, but you're 18.
Yes.
Could be worse, you know. You could be 10 and have 18 toes. I knew a girl like that once. She was really 2 girls, but I don't want to know. Now, one punch. How do you train for a big fight?
Well, let's see. I get up at 6:30 in the morning. I go run. I come back and I go to bed.
Wouldn't it be simpler to just stay there in the first place? Once you're up, why don't you stay up?
Well, that's not all of the training. I got a little bit more.
There is? What else?
Well, I get up at 10 o'clock and I eat my breakfast. Then I go back to bed.
You must have a fortune tied up in pajamas. Then what do?
Well, I go train in the gym for a couple of hours, then I go home and go to bed. do. Then I get up about 5 o'clock and I eat my dinner, go out and take a walk, and I come home and go to bed.
You don't see much of the outside world, do you? Why do you do all that work? Why is there so much sleeping and jumping up and down?
How do you want to get in top shape?
Top shape? Well, who wants to be shaped like a top? Now, what are the first things you have to learn about ballet, Patty?
Well, the first thing would be the 5 basic dance positions.
And what are the 5 basic dance positions?
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Well, you ask a ridiculous question, you get a ridiculous answer. On the other hand, Aragon only has 2 positions. Vertical and horizontal. Now, could you describe the first dance position, Patty?
Well, position number 1, you have your feet together, your heels together, and your toes pointed outwards, and push your heels forward.
Well, that sounds pretty simple. It's okay. Now, what are some of the basic steps of the ballet?
Oh, there's tours jetés, pirouettes, glissades, assemblées, jetés, and entrechacatras.
What time do you stop at Nacogdoches? Isn't all that stuff Greek to you, Art?
It's French.
It's French. Well, all I can say is Vive la France! What qualifications are necessary to become a good ballet dancer, Patty?
Oh, most of the qualifications are physical. You should have a sturdy body and flexible and a slender figure. And it's good to have long legs, but it isn't necessary.
Well, the legs should certainly be long enough to reach the floor, Patty. Well, it's been very interesting talking to you two. Now, let's see how agile you are in the quiz. Now, you beat the other 2 couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,000 DeSoto Plymouth question. I can't tell you how much the other 2 couples won, but Fenneman's off stage to remind our listeners.
The mother of 8 children and the expectant father are ahead with $210.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected sporting terms as your category. Is that right?
That's right.
Okay. Now, how much you want to bet of the $20?
10.
Talk right out loud into
10.
the microphone. Like the fight was over and you were saying, hello, Mom. Texas Liga is an expression in what sport?
Baseball.
Baseball is correct.
On the way, Groucho, with $30.
Well, you hit that over the fence. Remember, you're going for $1,000 tonight. Now, how much of the 30 will you try?
25? 25, she said.
25. A lob shot is an expression of what sport? L-O-B.
Oh, wait just a moment. A lob. It's a tennis.
That's right. Tennis is
Let's find it now. We have $55.
You got $55, and here's your third question. How much will you bet?
40.
Riposte, I guess, R-I-P-O-S-T-E, is a maneuver in what sport?
How do you spell it?
R-I-P-O-S-T-E.
You guess.
Post. Football?
No.
No, that's a tough question. It's fencing. It's a...
They now have $15.
That's a shame. All right, here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 15 will you try?
All of it.
All of it. A stymie is an expression of what sport?
That's easy, huh? I'm stymied. Oh, not marvelous. I'm stymied. You stymied a guy. Gee, that's simple.
Stymied. Thought it was marbles.
Well, I was thinking of golf, but I guess they have stymies and marbles. But I'd say you're right.
They wind up with $30, and that means the expectant father and the mother of 8 children with $210 get the chance at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question. To serve you efficiently, to serve you promptly. Those are the aims of every DeSoto Plymouth dealer. No matter what make of car you drive, no matter what sort of attention it needs, a DeSoto Plymouth dealer is well equipped to give your car the very best in service. Skilled, factory-trained mechanics, the most modern tools and equipment made, service at a fair price, and prompt, courteous treatment every time. That's the kind of service you get when you drive in at the sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. That's the kind of service that means extra miles for your car. From coast to coast, there are more than 3,000 of these DeSoto Plymouth dealers, each with an earnest desire to serve you. And here's the mother of 8 and the expectant father, the winning couple, all ready for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,000 question, Groucho.
Here we go for $1,000. Ready? I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so think carefully and please no help from the audience. Here it is. The Panama Canal, one of the great engineering feats of all time, would never have been possible if it weren't for the discovery of the Isthmus of Panama. For $1,000, tell me who discovered the Isthmus of Panama. All right, what is the answer you two have decided upon?
Balboa.
No, I'm sorry, but it was Christopher Columbus on his last voyage to the New World. Well, that's the correct answer, so that means the big question next week will be worth $1,500. Well, you lost the big money, but you won $210 in the quiz. Congratulations, and thanks to both of you.
You Bet Your Life is a John Goodell production, transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for the Groucho Marx Show, You Bet Your Life, presented by the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. 2 great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation. And don't forget, next week the big question will be worth $1,500.
So good night, folks, and remember, just be sure to see your DeSoto Plymouth dealer.
Folks, here's a tip from the National Safety Council. May is National Car Safety Month. So remember, check your car, check accident. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.